Welcome to Chalk Talk. I'm Kim Davis, and now it is time to talk about the NFL draft. It seems like it has been 2 years since there has been a draft, but today is finally draft day. And a lot of people in Houston are excited about the draft, even if they are not big NFL fans, just because the Texans have the number one pick, and there has been all this conversation about who they will take. And I've had people ask me, what do you think? Really? I have no idea. What I do think, there are a couple of things I do think. I believe that Jadeveon Clowney has been rated by most, if not all, as the best player in this draft. And so if the Houston Texans keep the number one pick, I believe that they will use it to draft Jadeveon Clowney. So you say, well, what do you mean if they keep that pick? They could trade down. They could trade that pick to a team below them for multiple picks this year, moving forward in future years, package it, get more players this year because they have a lot of needs, move down and draft at a lower position. Maybe they draft at 5 or 6 or 7, depends on who they make a deal with. Okay, that's an option. So you ask, well, what about the quarterback? Don't they need one? Absolutely. They need a quarterback. But the quarterbacks in this draft, while there's some depth, no one really thinks any of the quarterbacks are worthy of the top pick in the draft. That seems to be, there's just no clear consensus on even who is the best quarterback, who is the first quarterback that will be taken. It used to be, a year ago, people thought Teddy Bridgewater, and he had this great season, and we saw his highlights, and he has fallen somewhat consistently. Now some think he may be the 4th or 5th quarterback taken. Is it going to be Johnny Manziel? He is clearly the most exciting player in the draft. He's the most exciting quarterback. He's the most charismatic. But is he the best suited for the NFL? Is he durable? Will he be responsible? Will he be able to maneuver in that pocket? When he drops back, is he going to be able to be disciplined and not just take off and run and risk injury? Those are a lot of things, a lot of intangibles, questions that people have. Blake Bortles has moved up. Some say he is going to be the first quarterback taken, and then perhaps Derek Carr. If you are a Houston Texan fan, you remember that last name. He has moved up in terms of how teams and experts are evaluating and rating him. So tonight should be interesting. The Houston Texans are on the clock. And then here's the other thing that's interesting. National media has been saying the Texans are willing to take less for this number one draft pick than they were a week or two ago because they are afraid to death of taking the number one pick, making the number one pick, because they don't want to get it wrong. I don't know if that's true or not. They haven't told me that. Not that they would. But one thing I do know, this time tomorrow, we will know what the Texans did with their number one pick. Will it be Jadeveon Clowney, a guy who only comes around, a talent that only comes around about every 6 or 7 years or so? Or will they go out on a limb? Will they make a deal, trade down, take a quarterback, take a Johnny Manziel or a Blake Bortles? What will they do? Tune in and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. This is Chalk Talk. I'll see you soon.